Hello, that was Sneaky Business from Jazz, Rags and Blues, Book 1 by Martha Mier. This is the C2 piece of the ABRSM Piano Grade 1 exam pieces for 2023 to 2024. This piece is in 4/4 time, going at a fast pace at Allegro, crotchet equals 132. There are no sharps or flats in the key signature, but we're not in the C major as there are quite a few accidentals, and the piece feels like it's in a minor key as we often hear the A minor triad. So remember, if you see a sharp, you're playing a semitone higher, and if you see a flat, we are playing a semitone lower. As this is the A minor, we often see the F and the G sharp. But there are other ones which are used for expression of blues, such as the D sharp and the E flat. This piece is in ABA form, meaning that we have 3 sections, where the first one is played again at the end. The first section, we start off with a 2-bar introduction which introduces us to what the accompaniment is going to be like in the A section. It is very simple. We are in MP, mediumly soft, and we have 4 staccato crotchets going down in step from the A note to the E note. And this is in staccato. We need to play a bit light and a bit jumpy for the sneaky feel that we're having. In bar 3, we get the right hand coming in, a minimum A note, and then a C note, and then finally on bar 5, an E note. Now you will notice that the minimum notes are tied until bar 4. This means that we have to hold the A and C note until we finish bar 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The left hand for bar 3 and 4 is exactly the same as bar 1 and 2. So here's putting together both hands for 3 and 4 and playing in mezzo piano mediumly soft. The melody continues on in bar 4 and 5 with a new rhythm which can be a bit confusing. Here we have a crotchet rest, 2 quavers tied, and then another quaver. After that, it is quite straightforward with 2 crotchets and then a dotted minim. Remember that quavers are half of crotchets and the dotted minim is minim, 2 beats plus half of that, 1 beat, so a total of 3 beats. So the rhythm for the notes is this, counting in quavers first so that we understand the rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and slightly faster now in crotchets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this type of rhythm where the accent of the beat isn't on the beat but after the beat on the and is called syncopation. Another thing to look out for here is the crotchets are staccatos and that the G note in bar 6 has a sharp, so we're playing the black key above the G note, the G sharp. The accompaniment on the left hand has also changed for bar 5 and 6. We have 2 minims and then 4 crotchets. We are stepping up just like in a scale from a D note, D sharp, 2 E's, and then F sharp and G sharp. Look out for the fingering. We are using a 5-4-3 for the first 3 notes, and then swapping the 3rd finger for a 4th finger on the 2nd E note, and just using the rest of the fingers for the rest of the notes. So the timing for the accompaniment is like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Also look out that the first E note is the staccato, and then after the 4 crotchets are slurred with the last note on bar 7 lifting off with a light staccato. We also have a crescendo in bar 5, reaching a mezzo forte medium loud in bar 6, and then immediately doing a decrescendo again. So putting together bar 5 and 6 with both hands. And the whole phrase from bar 3. The second phrase in bar 7 to 10 is pretty similar to bar 3 and 6. Bar 7 to 8 has the same as bar 3 and 4. Bar 9 and 10, the right hand has the same rhythm and the articulation as bar 5 and 6. The difference is now the dotted minim is a semi-brief and the notes are different, with chords to play instead of single notes. The left hand has simple rhythm even though it is different. We start off with a minim D as we did previously on bar 5, but then we have 2 staccato E notes and then a semi-brief A note. So putting together both hands for bar 9 and 10. And starting from bar 7, bearing in mind the dynamics, we start off in MP, mediumly soft in bar 7, crescendoing on bar 8, mostly with our left hand, until we reach an MF in bar 9. The second section takes the rhythm from the second half of the phrase from the first section. You can see that in bar 11, the right hand has the same rhythm as bar 5 and bar 9, just with different notes. What is different here is in bar 12, we have a new melody, which has 2 crotchets and a minim, which is quite simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is tricky here is the articulation. The 2 crotchets are slurred together, but the first crotchet we have an accent and the second crotchet we have a staccato. So we have to play the first crotchet a little bit stronger and louder, and the second one we're lifting off like this. The left hand is really simple. Each bar has 2 notes played together, either a D and an F note with our first and second finger, or an A and E note with our first and fifth finger. So we have the thumb on both notes, so we do need to move a little bit precisely and not overshoot the jump. So putting together bar 11 and 12, starting off in MP. So this set of articulation and rhythm is repeated a further 2 times. Just that the notes are different. On the right hand on bar 14, playing this instead. Bar 15 and 16 is the same as bar 11 and 12, but on the right hand we are an octave higher in MF. We do need to use the time during the rest to move quickly into position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Because of the fingering in bar 14, the only way up is a jump. So make sure that the timing is on point and we're not coming in too late, as is very noticeable due to the repeating nature of the piece. So a demo of the repeating articulation and rhythm from bar 11 to 16. With bar 17 and 18, we have the left hand going down in a scale with staccato crotchets. We are crossing the thumb under the 4th finger for the B note and the A note. The right hand is just a G sharp and E semi-brief chord on bar 17, and then a dotted minimum A note in bar 18. So putting together the left hand and right hand with a decrescendo as well on bar 17. Now the crotchet rest here is important because we do have an octave jump again for the right hand. Bar 19 to 24 is the same as bar 3 to 8, as this is the repeat of the A section. When we get to bar 25, we start off the ending phrase, which has the familiar rhythm that we've had so far, just played 3 times in quick succession, plus a chord at the end on bar 28. We can keep using the same fingering for the 3 bars on the right hand. We just need to be careful of the change of notes and accidentals. In bar 25, the chord used there is the F and the C note. In bar 26 and 27, there are 2 chords in each bar. Bar 26 starts off with the E and C chord, moving to an E flat and C chord. And bar 27 starts off with the same on C and E chord, but moving to a D and C chord. Note that the D and C chord also have staccatos as well as accents compared to the previous ones which only have staccatos. After that, we move on to a C and A chord to finish off the piece in bar 28 with just accents. So the articulation is like this for the right hand on bar 25 to 28. Now onto the left hand. From bar 25 we get 5 minimum notes, each is 1 step from the last, starting off with the D note, the D sharp, the E, F, and then on bar 27 we're taking a step back down onto the E note. Now for the second half of bar 27, we play 2 accented staccato crotchets on the E note together with the right hand chords. And we're doing similar with bar 28, playing an accented A note with the right hand chord. Now what is different here is that we have a staccato crotchet A an octave down below with the pedal. To avoid catching the previous chord which would clash with the A minor chord, we need to press the pedal after the A chord has been pressed on bar 28. So key, pedal, and then low A. We should be in a sitting position that allows you to press the pedals so as we're not scrambling and mess up the posture at the last second. We should be seated about halfway on the bench with our shoulders bent at a comfortable angle where your forearm is parallel to the ground and your heel is on the ground just before the pedal so you can pivot with your heel. And that's the end of the piece. Well, that was the tutorial on Sneaky Business by Martha Mier. This is a sneaky little piece with pretty much a constant beat on the accompaniment. The rhythm to look out for is the syncopated rhythm, the one which is prevalent throughout the piece with the quaver rest at the start of the bar and then 2 tight quavers afterwards. Getting the quaver after the beat and resolving it in time is critical for this piece. If you struggle with it, listen to the piece a few more times, especially towards the end where it comes over and over again. We need to keep the dynamics in check, making sure it is fairly quiet until we get to the forte section at the end. Hopefully that was useful to you. This is the second of the grade 1C pieces. Check out the other pieces that are already done and the last C pieces in the playlist when it's up. I also have tutorials for the flute ABRSM exams as well as videos on other hobbies, so check those out as well if you're interested. Give a like and subscribe if you like what I did here. Put a comment down below if you want me to go over anything specific or if you want to share your own tips and tricks with your fellow viewers. I'll see you on the next video on Master of None. Bye!